All right, we are now looking at 1A.2 Mastery Learning Objective. And our Mastery Learning Objective is, I can simplify an expression by using addition and subtraction to combine like terms. Okay? So the biggest part of this is this combine like terms. That's really what we're going to be looking at today. Okay? So, first, what are like terms? Like terms are terms whose variable and exponents are the same. When you combine like terms, all you're really doing is you add or subtract, whatever it says for you to do, the coefficients. As we are combining like terms, right, we have what we call standard form, and that's just a way for us to know, it's like all our answers are the same. So it tells us what order we should add or subtract those terms in. So our standard form is terms, or the variables, we'll start with that. Are in alphabetical order. And then the exponents decrease. So if you have like an exponent, alright, so exponents decrease. So if you have an exponent of like 5 and another one has an exponent of 2, the exponent of 5 will come first and then the 2. They go in like the decreasing order. Also, constants are always last. Constants. Remember from our last video, constants are the things that do not have a variable with them. It's just a number. All right, let's look at some examples. We have x to the 8th plus x to the 8th. So for each of them, I want to look at what's my variable of the term and what's my exponent of the term. So in this first one, my variable is x, and my exponent is 8. X and 8. So if I look, they both have the same variable and the same exponent. That means I'm going to be adding the coefficients. In this case, my coefficient is 1 and 1. All right, so don't forget, if there's nothing in front of that variable, the coefficient is 1. So I add those coefficients. This stays the same, and this stays the same. Okay, so all I do is take these and add them out front, and now I just have the x to the 8th. So 1 plus 1 is 2, x to the 8th. Looking at example 2, 5x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th. Again, I have an x here and an x here. Good. And my variables, or my exponents, are 4 in both of them. So these are like terms. They have the same variable, the same exponent. So I'm going to take their coefficients, and this one's subtraction. 5 minus 2x to the 4. So 5 minus 2 is 3x to the 4. Alright, looking at example 3. 2a plus 3b minus 4a. You look here, this is an a and this is an a. However, this is a b. I'm supposed to squiggle? Didn't work very well. Okay. They have no exponents, so I don't have to worry about that, but I do have different variables. So I can only combine the a's together. So I'm going to take that 2 and that 4 from the a, plus 3 of the b, right? The b only has the one term. I'm not really combining it with anything. Okay. Now, 2 minus 4 is negative 2a plus 3b. Okay. Always feel free to use a calculator to do any work that you need to. Alright, I'm going to have you pause the video, right? So a lot of times, the best way to know if you know something is to try it. So I'm going to have you pause the video, and you should try example 3, 4, and 5. Or 3, 4, oh, we lost the 5. There should be 4, 5, and 6. Sorry about that, typo. On your own. Okay, so pause the video, get an answer for those, and then play the video and you can check your answers. Alright, you should have at this point tried example 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So you should have an answer for these. If you're looking at number 4, right, the x's are the same, the 6's are the same. So you should have 2, that's a weird 2, plus 5, x to the 6th, and you should have gotten 7x to the 6th. Okay. Looking at number 5, they all have x's. However, this one's squared, and these ones are not squared. Okay. So again, with that standard form, the highest exponent's going to go first, so that 3x squared has nothing to combine with. I'm going to combine the 4 and the 5. Right? So then we have 3x squared plus 9x. And the last one I told you to try on your own is example 6. We have 14m minus 3n squared minus 2n squared plus 3n. So this is an m. Well, I have no other m's though. These are all n's. And then these two have an exponent of 2. Okay, so this one we have to be very careful with. So we have 14m well, these are the same, so I have a negative 3 and a negative 2n squared. And then this is off on its own. So I actually have 3 different types of terms in this one. So this one we have to be very careful with. So now I have 14m Negative 3 and negative 2 is negative 5. So you should get 14m minus 5n squared plus 3n. Okay? So if you try these on your own and you have a mistake when you try it on your own, if you still don't understand what you had wrong, go ahead, pause the video again, raise your hand, and your teacher can come over and help you. If you got them all right, good job. And then we're going to look at examples 7 and 8. So example 7, 6ab plus 3a minus 5b minus 2ab. Okay? Anytime you have a double letter like this, I like to put those first for those standard form. So if you look here, this one has an AB and this one has an AB. That means they're like terms. This one just has an A, this one just has a B. So again, we have 3 different terms. We have our AB term, we have an A term, and we have a B term. Okay? So I'm going to put that AB term first. So there's a 6 and a minus 2. AB, and then A, so we kind of rewrite it like that, right? So 6 minus 2 is 4AB plus 3A minus 5B. All right, again, go ahead, pause the video and attempt example 8. So try that one. All right, at this time, you should already have an answer for example 8 on your page. You should have tried it on your own. Okay. So this one's similar. We have 3 different terms. I have a P. There's only one of them. I have 2 Q's and then 1 R. So that's 6P. P comes first in the alphabet, so it's going to go first. Then I have 3Q and negative 3Q. And then minus 2R. Right? So I have 6P, 3 minus 3 is 0Q. When there is an exponent of 0, you lose that term. Okay, 0 times anything is 0. So anytime you have 0 times something, that term goes away. So this is going to be 6P minus 2R. So be careful with those if you have a 0 coefficient there. Otherwise, that is it. And you go ahead, start working on your activity.